Happy Friday, folks, and welcome back to the random video blog where every single Friday I, Graham G.S. Matthews, run down my rambling wrestling thoughts, share a few stories, etc., etc. And coming off such an exciting, wild week in the world of wrestling, specifically WWE, I thought it would be only fitting, coming off of Sunday's event, to review the true story of the Royal Rumble DVD. I got this for Christmas about a month ago. Great DVD set that I would do a brief review of the DVD for you guys here today. So like I said, we had the Royal Rumble on Sunday. I watched this over the weekend. Like I said, I got it for Christmas. I kind of put it off. There's a lot of DVDs that I got for Christmas, just that people gave me and stuff as gifts, that I got to watch in the upcoming future. And I would used to, and sometimes I still will, review these kind of DVDs, like the WWE compilation DVDs, for my website, nextairwrestling.net. If you go Director's Cut, that blog up top. I don't really update it all that often. I just don't have the time. But I figured I would make it short and sweet. I don't know if I have too much to say about this one DVD set to make like a full-length review out of it. Written review. So I thought I would talk about it here in the video blog today, coming off the heels of the Royal Rumble, the 30th annual Rumble event on Sunday. But yeah, a good DVD set. The first disc is just, there's a couple matches, and I'll talk about the matches that are included as well. That's the artwork for the DVD. There's a Brock Lesnar voucher in there. Another DVD I've yet to watch that I got for Christmas and probably will review here for the channel at some point in the near future. But yeah, there's the artwork of for discs 1 and 2. But yeah, so disc 1 is basically the history, the true story of the Royal Rumble match. In case you've been living under a rock, you would probably know the history. The match was innovated by Pat Patterson, WWE Hall of Famer, an inaugural Intercontinental Champion. So we got a lot of comments about Pat Patterson. The DVD takes place, it's filmed around the time that the 2016 Rumble match took place, about a year ago. Obviously a year ago, with the debut of AJ Styles. You get comments from Roman Reigns, how he's defending his WWE title in the match. So while we keep on cutting back to the 2016 Rumble match, in between then you get, like I said, the history of the Rumble match from the moment it was innovated in 1988 with Hacksaw Jim Duggan winning it, to Ric Flair winning the WWE Championship in the first ever Rumble for the title in 1992, and then how from that point forward it became, the start of the road to WrestleMania, where the winner of the Rumble would go on to headline WrestleMania for a world championship of their choosing. And it's funny, you do get a couple comments and some unseen footage that I've never seen before. Maybe they've used it in past 24 specials. I just don't recall seeing this before. Of the 2014 and 2015 Rumbles, which are infamous for the controversial winners both years. In Pennsylvania, both events took place. And I think they're going back to Pennsylvania next year, which is pretty funny, considering the crowds both years shit on the Rumble match when Batista and Roman Reigns won, respectively. But you get comments from Batista saying, how hard he worked, how really disheartened he was to hear that reaction from the fans that night. It really wasn't his fault. A lot like in 2015, it wasn't Roman Reigns' fault. It was the fucking booking committee's fault, creative's fault, Vince McMahon's fault. Blame it on whoever you want. But really kind of making that dumb fucking mistake, and it still makes no sense to me all these years later as to why those two people went over. I get it made sense from a storyline standpoint, but even at that time, it was just so fucking dumb. Oh, I'm still angry about those Rumbles, even 2 or 3 years later. But you get comments from Roman Reigns. You see footage of Reigns coming to the back after winning the Rumble in 2015. And Vince McMahon kind of giving him that look like, you did good job, kid. You did a good job, despite the fact that everyone hates you out there. Even though they're booing me, but they're booing you because they're booing me. He's like, sorry about that. Michael Hayes is like, you can't change. A quote I tweeted out after I watched the DVD. He goes, you can't change your global plans because of one city. And I almost laughed out loud when I heard him say that, just because it wasn't just Philly. It wasn't just Pittsburgh, who hated fucking Batista and Roman Reigns both years. Every city they went to from that point forward fucking hated both guys. And again, it's not their fault. I love Batista. I like Roman Reigns. It's not their fault. This is not a Rumble 2014-2015 review. But I just laughed out loud when I heard Michael Hayes say that. He's such an out-of-touch asshole. He's such an out-of-touch asshole from what I've heard people say. Easy for me to say. From what I've heard people say and shit. I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame. Does not seem like the kindest guy in my book. I know he made some ignorant comments on the ESPN special on NXT a couple years ago about Adam Rose, saying he would not go see him at a fair for free, even if the ticket you didn't have to pay money for it. Some stupid shit like that. But anyway, I thought I'd mention that. But let me just look at the chapters here real quick. So you get it all begins here: the origins, the prestige, the controversies, as I mentioned. The surprises they talk about, how people like Diamond Dallas Page, how Booker T Kevin Nash, Road Dogg have all returned in the Rumble match over the years. And I think that was the biggest knock on this year's Rumble match, was that there weren't really many surprises other than Ty Dillinger at number 10, which a lot of people expected. It was still a cool surprise. Yeah, no, they talk about the surprises, which have been a staple of the Rumble match, dating back to Edge in 2010, who they get comments from. They get comments from a lot of people, which is really cool. From Daniel Bryan, from Roman Reigns, Batista, all the people I just mentioned, Diamond Dallas Page, Kevin Nash. He tells a cool little story about how when he came back in the 2011 Rumble match, he, first of all, loved the Rush, obviously, when he put on that black glove and just went to town. But when he got to the ring and they were just chanting his name, and he said he loved the match. And I'll talk about the undercard in a second, which they also focused on, which was really cool. He talks about how before he got in the Rumble that night, he watched the undercard between Edge and Dolph Ziggler, that opening match in 2011 for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I've talked about here on the video blog before, here, just on several other occasions. I really, really like that match. Probably one of my favorite Ziggler matches in WWE. Edge too, probably. But he said how Ziggler looks like such a champ in defeat in that match. It made no fucking sense for him to come out to the ring and just talk out Ziggler, just toss him out like a loser. So when the cue came for Ziggler to get tossed out by Diesel, Diesel said, "Fuck that. I'm not doing it. I'm not tossing you out." Ziggler's like, "Toss me out." And Diesel's like, "I'm not tossing you out." So he didn't. And then Ziggler got tossed out by, inevitably by, the Big Show or something, who was also in the Rumble match that night. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. I guess he got chewed out for it. I've never heard that story before, so that was really cool to hear that. But yeah, they talk a lot about the undercard, how and it's a shame they couldn't show Benoit, because Benoit was really, in addition to winning the Rumble, obviously, was known for some undercard classics at the Rumble over the years, including with Jericho, I think in 2000 or 01. I think it was No, it was 2000. It was 2001 is what it was, I think. Him and Jericho for the Intercontinental Championship and a ladder match for that IC title, and that was amazing. Him and Angle for the WWE Championship in 03. Benoit's been a part of a lot of great matches at the Rumble. It's a shame they couldn't show any of them for obvious reasons. But yeah, the Rumble undercard really does not get the credit it deserves for being as good as it has. But this year, I thought the undercard was fucking great. Really, I thought the undercard outshined the Rumble match this year. I thought the show overall was great. There really was not a bad match in the entire show, even including the Rumble, which I did not think was bad. That's another, more thoughts for another time. Check out hashtag AskGSM this week and Next Day Wrestling for more thoughts on that. But yeah, I feel like the undercard, specifically from 2015, which was not really that great, but it did feature that phenomenal WWE title match between Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Seth Rollins. Arguably, hands down, one of, if not the best main roster match, next to Bayley and Banks from NXT in 2015, as the best main roster match of 2015 for WWE. So I'm glad they kind of focus on that. Some other chapters include records like Roman Reigns breaking Kane's record in 2001, Santino's record, which was really cool. You get comments from the fucking vaudevillains talking about how it's almost physically impossible for anyone to ever really break that record of 1 second, and they're probably not wrong. Unless, I know when Santino entered, Kane clotheslined him out immediately. Maybe, I don't know, that's another discussion for another day. But yeah, they talk about records, Stone Cold Steve Austin winning it 3 times. They talk about longest time period of being in there, Rey Mysterio, which I'm shocked they have not, broke that record since. Jericho came close this year. He was about a minute off from breaking that record this year. But I'm hoping for someone to break that event. I love Rey Mysterio, but really that performance he had that year was not all that great if you watch it back. He was in there for a long-ass time and won it, but he didn't really do much for much of that 06 Rumble. But anyway, so we talk about moments, legacy of the Rumble. You get more comments from Pat Patterson talking about how it's really survived 30 years and how many more years will this go on for. I talked about in a Bleacher Report article a couple weeks ago, the evolution of the Rumble match and what's next and all that other good stuff. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought the documentary portion was really good. Like I said, I watched it on Saturday/Sunday. I started it Saturday, finished it Sunday before the Rumble last weekend. And I didn't have time, and I didn't really want to watch any of the matches just because really none of them, in my opinion, were must-see, let alone that they're all on the network, which isn't a bad thing because they own a lot of pay-per-views on DVD, so it'd be hypocritical for me to say that because they own a lot of pay-per-view DVDs that I just like to have in disc form. But none of these matches really were all that great, let alone I probably just watched them recently. So Disc 1 is all the documentary portion. Disc 2, You have the 98 or the 88 Rumble match, the first ever Rumble with 20 people, won by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You have from the 91 Rumble for the, I think the tag titles, I'm not exactly sure, the Rockers versus the Orient Express. No tag titles on the line there. From the 91 Rumble also, you had for the WWE title, Ultimate Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter. You had the 94 Rumble match, which I don't remember being all that great, other than the fact that Bret Hart and Lex Luger both won the match, which was weird. And Dean Ambrose specifically shits on that too in the documentary, which is pretty funny. He says that it shouldn't happen like that. That was crap. He outright says it was crap, which was pretty funny. You get the WWE title match from 97 and the Alamo Dome, pretty fitting considering this year's event emanated from the Alamo Dome, with Psycho Sid and Shawn Michaels. From Rumble 2000, a match definitely worth going out of your way to see if you've never seen it. Taz versus Kurt Angle, the debuting Taz in WWE. You get a couple special features, like, special stories and stuff. Devil Hair from Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Pamela Anderson being at the 95 Rumble, I think it was. Comments from people that were there, and Randy Orton and people like that. Mae Young and the bikini top angle from the 2000 Rumble, which was just disturbing to watch, if you know what I'm talking about. Ric Flair returns at the 2002 Rumble against Mr. McMahon in the street fight, which he was not proud of his performance at all. Those are not new comments. The comments that are offered by Ric Flair there are from his 08 documentary, so nothing new, but a cool story though. Batista Zipper, again, not a new story, a story that was featured in his return, his second disc, his second DVD in 2014, whatever. The I Walk Alone, again, DVD or whatever the fuck it was called. So, again, I've heard that story before, but still cool to hear it again. And Women in the Rumble, I think they talk about, the women's, matches at the Rumble. And they talk about having a women's Royal Rumble, which they did not do this year. I know there were kind of rumors of that a while ago, which did not come to fruition. Maybe at some point, I just have no desire to see, a Dana Brooke, Alicia Fox, whatever the fuck, in the Rumble match, but... Anyway, not in the Rumble match, but a women's Rumble. That too, I guess. But yeah, just, I don't know. It would have to be done right. But they talk about specifically Becky Lynch and Charlotte from the 2016 Rumble and how they had a great match that night. Probably obviously, the best women's match to ever take place at the Rumble, in my opinion. But yeah, Disc 3 really isn't that much better. You get the 01 Rumble, which was good. The 07 Rumble, which was good. I don't know about the best of all time, but they're both good. The 2013 CM Punk versus The Rock match for the WWE title. I'm shocked they would put a Punk match on here. I know Rock won, but I'm shocked they would put a Punk match on here. A good match, a cool moment, but it's not oh my god, not I'm fucking shocked they didn't put the Lesnar Cena Rollins match from 2 years ago. Like I said, baffles me why that isn't on here. And lastly, as I said, Charlotte and Becky Lynch for the Divas title, the then Divas Championship from last year. So the matches really aren't worth watching. You can watch all the good matches from Rumble's history over the past 30 years on the network. So this DVD really is not worth watching, worth getting for the matches, which can be the case sometimes. It's really only worth watching for the documentary, which I assume will be on the network at some point. They're not very good about uploading documentaries. I don't know what the most recent one is. I know they uploaded the Sting one about a year ago. So you might have to wait a while for the Rumble documentary to hit the network. It might be about another year before they upload it before next year's Rumble. I'm not really sure. So, again, I didn't buy this. I got it as a gift, and I'm still going to hold on to it because the documentary is really good. So, unless you really love all these matches I just mentioned and you love the fucking Rumble, then get the DVD. Otherwise, I would kind of recommendation to avoid just because the matches, you can see them on the network. And the matches on the DVD, if they were all amazing, that's one thing, then I would recommend it. But a lot of these matches aren't really oh my god, I need to watch them again. I didn't watch any of them again. I just watched the documentary, which was really good. So, again, check it out on the network when it gets uploaded at some point. And also, just buy it at your local retail store, FYE, Target, whatever the fuck, Walmart, if you really, 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 really love the Rumble. So that being said, guys, that's my review of the true story of the Royal Rumble DVD. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. A lot of great content going up over the course of the week. WWE 24 special review of Seth Rollins. In Your House review for WrestleRant on Tuesday. Hashtag AskGSM on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have WrestleRant radio excerpts. Today, the random video blog. Other miscellaneous videos going up all the time on the weekends. Interviews. Old episodes of WrestleRant Radio, WWE EC Radio, reaction videos that I put up over the course of the week of me reacting to Roman Reigns coming in at number 30 in the Rumble on Sunday, and then a complete 180 the next night when Samoa Joe debuted. So a lot of content going up. Do not miss a thing. Subscribe now. As always, guys, your support is amazingly appreciated. Have an awesome weekend. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch you guys down the road.